Take the exit. Turn right into the drive-thru.
Nope, I'm making dinner tonight.
You don't have time. Josh has practice.
Oh, that's right. I'll just get a salad.
And fries?
No, just the salad.
But salad cancels fries.
Salad only.
Fries.
Salad.
Fries.
Food noise isn't fair, but Mochi Health is. The affordable GLP-1 source that puts you on the road to successful weight loss.
Hey, can I get the...
Fries.
Salad. Sorry.
Learn more at joinmochi.com. Mochi members have access to licensed physicians and nutritionists. Results may vary.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, Hockey Think Tankers? Welcome to another Short Shifts Wednesday episode sponsored by Skate Tech. And in case you didn't know, Skate Tech Skate Sharpening and Equipment Repairs brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
What's up, everybody? I am pumped for today's Short Shifts. Again, another listener question. We love when you guys give us some stuff that we can talk about on the podcast here. This one actually comes from Joe Jones. Awesome hockey guy, part of MAHA, Michigan Amateur Hockey Association, and just a guy that thinks really good stuff about the game. And he sent me something. It was from an article. About Alex Steeves. And Alex Steeves is a player in the NHL right now for the Boston Bruins. Alex Steeves, also a kid that I tried to get at Cornell way back in the day. Ended up going to Notre Dame and being a great player, but had him in on a visit with his mom. Great kid. But I'm going to read you. This is from an article about Steeves from The Athletic. And I'll just read it here really quick. Joe sent this over. But he says, this is Alex Steeves. I want to be physical and create space for those guys because they're world-class players and they're going to finish those chances, Steve said. I had lots of fun being a bowling ball in the corner there, but nothing beats scoring a goal. And then they say Steve's roughneck style helped him kick down Sturm's door initially. Marco Sturm is the head coach there in Boston. On November 8th, when he was recalled from Providence, Steeves started as a bottom six wing and penalty killer. His eagerness to bang bodies, bring his team energy, and do the dirty work convinced Sturm that he could be trusted in tight situations. Steve's puck play then kicked in, but the hitting came first. And then Steve says, in quote, I wasn't an overly physical player coming out of the USHL. I wasn't even this physical in college. But when I added that layer to my game, it just gave me a B game when I wasn't playing as skilled or the skill wasn't sharp on any given night. So here's this kid, offensive dynamo player his entire career. Great player in youth hockey. Obviously, I tried to recruit him at Cornell when I was there. Great player at Notre Dame. Then he gets to the pros, and he's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to play a different role. He's got to find a way to earn a spot in the lineup. Spent a lot of years in the AHL, scored a lot of points in the AHL, and then he adds this physicality to his game, and he's a full-time NHLer now. So I just think this is an awesome topic to talk about. We could probably do a full topic on this or a full episode on this, but Vex, I'll leave it at you. Versatility is what we're looking for in players, man. He called it himself, a B game to your game as an offensive player is going to make you a much more quote-unquote marketable player to coaches that you're playing for, to the scouts. So I'll leave you with that. I thought it was a great little snippet that Joe sent over.
I mean, absolutely. And I think a lot of players, most young players, are going to find that this is something that obviously everybody's got to have a B game. And what Toph means by that is your A game is your best game. Whatever your role on the team is, you're bringing everything you can. Your B game is your more simplified game. I don't like that. Like everybody knows KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I don't like negative connotation in anyone's self-talk. So I say KISS, but KIS, keep it simple. right? I don't want to say it's a dumbed down version again, because I think that the words that we choose to be using with ourselves and our self-talk and with our coaches and within our players, I think it really does matter. And I think saying dumbing down your game, I don't really like that, but it basically is what it is. You play a simple game. Pucks in, pucks out, get shots, go to the net, stop, tight defensively, finish your checks, change hard. Simple version of your game. And usually what I found in my own career, that in those nights where I knew it was going to have to be a B game night to start the game, the more simple I kept it, I would pick up a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger. You get a couple shots, all of a sudden you have a couple big hits because all you're focusing on is like 3 or 4 things, and then bang, all of a sudden something happens and you jump on it, and everybody knows you get a goal or something. It's like, woo, you get a shock of lightning through your body, and you're right into your A game there. But having a B game is super important, and also I was. If I didn't lead Select 17 in scoring, I was probably top 3 when I made Team USA and went overseas with Team USA out of the Select 17 festival. I'm coming off like an absolute high, making that team, crushing Select 17. Toph and I won the gold medal in the summer at that thing for the Selects. And then I go into my first year of the USHL and not ready to play at that level. No confidence, no skill, just ran over. It was 2-line pass. I had never played that before, super hard. So I went to just simplify, and I had to start hitting. And because I did that then, that was something that allowed me to always bring in that physicality the rest of my career. And it's one of the reasons that I kept moving up levels, is because I could play a power forward game. Whereas when I was a kid, I was only a goal scorer and a skill guy. That was it. Or fourth line, go up a level, fourth line, then work my way up to being a goal scorer. When you get to higher levels, guys, not everybody's a skill guy. Not everybody can play that game. So learning the physical side of the game, having coaches' confidence in you to forecheck, to know you're going to finish your hits, to play hard, be hard to play against. It is something that is only going to take your A game to the next level. But it's going to be something you can always fall back on if for whatever reason you don't have the hands that night or you don't have the legs. So it's something you got to practice when you're younger, is getting comfortable being physical and winning battles. And that starts in practice.
Love that. You know what, too? I love having these conversations because I actually see a B game as something a little bit different, or your A game and your B game is something a little bit different. I see your A game as like your skill game, and I see your B game as like your grit game, right? So that's where I think about it from like a scouting perspective. If you don't have your A game, you better still have your B game. So if I'm told you're an offensive player and you don't have it for whatever reason that night, right? Like the puck's bouncing off your stick a little bit, maybe you're not making as many plays as I've typically seen you play, whatever. If you still have a B game, which I think is like your competitiveness, you compete, you play with energy, you're working hard, you're winning your battles, I'll come back and watch you play. I'll give you another chance. If you don't have your A game, but you don't have a B game, you're loafing out there, you're not working hard, your body language sucks, I'm probably going to write you off, Yeah. And so I see the A game as like your skill game, like the amount of plays that you're making, your hands, your playmaking ability, things like that. Your B game as your grit game. And that's where you earn, like it said this in the article, you earn trust from coaches with your B game. Because that's a lot more like in your control. That's a lot more of like a choice rather than like a talent. You know what I mean? So that's where I think this is such a great thing for all kids to hear, is that like Steve's was a kid that had the A game, right? But every level that you go up, you have to understand that everybody's A game is going to be that much better. So you're going to have to, at some point in your hockey career, play a role that doesn't necessarily drive with the A game, where your B game is the one that's going to have to flourish. So here's a kid that was a top-line player in youth hockey, that was a top-line player in junior hockey, that was a top-line player in college hockey. Then he gets to the pros, and he's not a top 6 guy in the NHL. And he's got to learn that he's got to figure out another way to get in the lineup. And he played in the AHL for a bunch of years, and he was a top-line guy. But if he was going to play in the NHL, he was going to have to earn the trust of those NHL players that he can start on a third or fourth line role and earn the trust. And then maybe somebody gets hurt. Maybe somebody plays their way out of the top 6. Then he figures out a way to get up there. And it's just like, you have to be versatile. Like for all the youth, we can't just like create A-type players. We have to create A-type players with B-type mentalities where they can understand how to be versatile, play different spots in a lineup. Like I can't, like, it's so important. So this was just such a good article that I'm glad Joe put over to us. And Vex, your example, I think, is a great example too.
I love that you said being versatile. And I was on a call last night with a team in Nashville, one of the Nashville Junior Predators teams. Had a Zoom call with them. And one of the questions that I got at the end was, about like playing position specific. And it was a 10-year-old team. And I said, listen, guys, and I hope your parents and I hope the coaches hear this. I want you guys playing every position, because when you're older, you want to be able to say, yeah, I can play right wing. Oh, you want me to play left wing? I'll play left wing. You want me to play center? You want me to play goalie? Maybe I can't do that. I'll try. But the more positions that you can play and play well, and the more things you can offer in your game, skills, scoring, passing, hitting, check, hit, take no shit. If you can do everything, you are more valuable to a team. Okay. So keep that versatility, learn your A game, learn your B game, listen to the show, share the show. Let's go, baby.
Love it. Great stuff, Vex.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.